Hello.
Hey Fritz,
Hey, Jamie Calyce.
Good morning
how are you?
Good morning.
or good
Doing
evening for
great.
you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon here. It's already quite dark. I'm in Berlin now by my family for a couple days.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I'm feeling good. How are you guys feeling?
Good.
I saw you posted what you eat. And did your family, do any of them eat vegan as well, or are they willing to?
They are. Yeah, they are 100% vegan. So
Wow.
yeah. Actually, okay, here's the story. So my sister was vegan first, and was before it was cool. So it was before there was tofu available. Literally, she was the original vegan, you could always say. And then my dad followed, and then my mom, and I was the last one to actually be vegan.
Wow.
So I was
Yeah.
I was always complaining, why is there no chicken, no meat? Because I was already going to the gym, right? So I was like, what is this? Like, I
Yeah.
didn't sign up for this. And then
That's
I
funny.
obviously also converted, and now yeah, we're all vegan. No, sometimes my mom has some like cheese or whatever, but yeah, fully plant-based. So we have a vegan Christmas ahead, which is awesome. Yeah.
That is good. That's impressive. We're lucky that we have family members, so a few vegetarian ones, my parents, and my nephew who
Mm.
lives in town with my brother's family. But when my brother's family is hosting for holiday, they'll still make most things vegan for us, which is great. So
They
yeah.
Wow,
I
that's
think
awesome.
And they
they can.
and they like our food. So when they come over here, they're always happy to eat all vegan. So
Yeah.
nobody complains. Yeah. It helps
That's
that
amazing.
it helps that Kaleki knows how to cook. So.
Yes. Are you guys bringing anything to the family, or what are your plans?
Yeah, the chocolate tofu pie.
Oh wow. That
Yeah,
sounds amazing.
it's very
High
good.
protein. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never heard
basically
that.
like tofu chocolate, a little maple syrup,
It's
and a
blended.
little bit of milk, but I mean, like soy milk or whatever. But yeah, it's
Nice.
really good. And you
It's
just
like
blend
a
it in a
pudding.
blender.
You can eat it with a fork.
Yeah, you chill it, and
Like,
then it's very, and you could add like a little vegan whipped cream if you
but
want.
it's
Like
sweet
that.
and nobody knows. Nobody can, when we serve
You
it to
don't tell
other
them?
people, they don't know what it
They have no idea.
is. They just think it's like
Yeah.
chocolate pie because
Yeah.
it's sweet
Wow.
and has a nice texture. And it's not health food, but it's got maple syrup and some sugar, right?
Chocolate chips, maple syrup,
Chocolate
tofu,
chips, but
and plant-based milk.
but it's a
I mean, the macros
significant amount of tofu.
must be
Yeah.
pretty good on that. It's silicon
Yeah,
tofu,
we haven't
so
done the macros yet, have we?
Now, it's not quite, it's not, it's a little more on the carby side because of all the maple
yeah,
syrup and stuff, but it's still like better than
that's so good.
most. Yeah.
I love it.
And then yes, 2 days ago we did a we do you have the tradition of a or holiday tradition of a cookie exchange or cookie swap where people bring different batches of cookies and then
Mm,
everybody
we don't
goes
have
home with
that.
a couple of each cookie? So we had 15 different bakers all bake vegan
Wow,
cookies of different types. And then
amazing.
I don't know if I can tilt
Well,
this up,
that's all that's left,
but
but
Oh
yeah,
my gosh, it's
they're
so
all
good.
vegan. Yeah.
Yes.
So everybody ended up with like a sampler of everything. And there was
Amazing.
all vegan and everybody and most of the people we invited were vegan, but
yeah,
yeah. And there none of those are health food either,
pretty much everyone was
but
vegan
they're
except for one person we didn't know that well, so we weren't totally sure.
we
She was invited by another person,
we
but
know enough vegan people
Hmm.
now that we can do vegan events. And we do a
Oh, really?
vegan,
Amazing.
yeah, a vegan Super Bowl party for the US
Oh,
football
really?
here.
That's
Because that's a
awesome.
big,
Where did you
yeah,
find
so
them? Like, where did you find all these vegan friends?
online, well, partly just people if we would meet a vegan in our community, we'd kind of connect with them. But also there's some Facebook groups for, localized Facebook groups for meetups and stuff. And we would join some of those to meet groups out of strangers out at dinner
Oh, that's
for
amazing.
group dinners at restaurants and stuff. But we would bring some of that back to
Hmm.
like we host event. We like to host events here and
That's
everything
beautiful.
we do here is vegan. So yeah.
Mhm.
Because I was talking to Jasmine, one of our amazing clients as well, and she said she's been struggling to make vegan friends or to find healthy friends, and I told her also Instagram could be a way to find friends, which is why how I found my vegan friends through Instagram. Um,
Is she, what country is she in?
yes, she's in the US. I'll have to check where in the US.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah,
seems like there's a vegan Facebook group, a local vegan Facebook group for every small and
Hmm.
mid-sized, mid and large
Yeah.
city in the US. So we're close
Amazing.
to Philly and we go to the Philly events. They'll do meetups and stuff, and then you end up meeting people at these
Yeah.
things. And even just online, even if you never meet in person, you
Hmm.
can meet people and see where they're living and
Yeah.
connect that way. So,
That's
Yeah.
cool. Amazing.
yeah.
Takes
Amazing
time
that
though.
you, yeah.
It's taken a long time to create that
Hmm.
It did.
community. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It's true.
But it's cool that you're hosting your own kind of get-togethers and that's awesome.
Yeah, Kaliki did for a while up until the pandemic. She was doing vegan cooking demonstrations for non-vegan people, people who were
Hmm.
curious, and they would sign
Cool.
up and we would have like 10 people and she would demo the whole dinner. She'd have it all prepped, but then when they got there, she would illustrate and talk about what she was doing, cook it, and then serve everybody a multi-course meal. So I was the waiter. I would like
Wow.
serve people stuff.
Yeah. With
I
wine
didn't know that.
pairings and things
Yeah,
like
we
that.
would pair it with
Vegan
vegan
wines.
wines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
That sounds
cool.
It,
incredible.
it was really fun. Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
stopped?
and then the
You
pandemic
stopped with it?
hit, so
Okay.
and then
Ah,
all
Yeah,
okay.
the pandemic kind of stopped inviting.
expensive. That was the
Yeah.
one thing.
Hmm.
I just asked people to help cover the cost of the ingredients and stuff. But
Mm. Hmm.
it is a little pricey. So to do that,
Yeah, can
anyway,
imagine.
but
That's
it
amazing
was
though. That's the
fun.
way to do it. If you are the host, then you can bring a lot of good people together. So
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Just
excited to.
educate people a little.
You can now do a fit
Thank you.
vegan version. You can now, I mean, not saying you weren't fit before, but you could now do like a protein version of it, maybe or
Yeah,
something.
that would change a lot of our recommendations because
Yeah.
those meals were all whole food plant-based. We avoided
Hmm.
tofu and seitan and stuff, and now those are. I realize how important those are. So these
Yeah.
are things we're going to
Hmm.
talk about in our interview with you, maybe.
Yes. Are you ready
Yeah.
to
I
dive
never
in?
really used TVP before. Like
Yeah,
it's
Hmm.
like I love it now.
yeah.
Loved. Anyway.
Well, I was talking to like a prospective client yesterday, and he was sharing how he did a different program, also a vegan program, but he said that he really struggled because he was eating like Brussels sprouts and broccoli all day and whole foods, and his recipes weren't exciting. They weren't fun, they weren't delicious. So his journey was a lot harder, a lot more difficult, because he was eating all these boring ingredients. And that's why he was excited to work with us and to work in our program, because our recipes are obviously a bit more fun, right?
Very good.
So
I think that's a huge difference. I think that's huge in terms of sustainability,
mhm,
right? Like
exactly.
like we love, like we're like broccoli carrots, like and food, like we get excited about it's like fried rice night,
Yeah.
like we're
Yeah.
like we get
Well,
excited about
food's a very emotional thing
it
for
is
people, and they don't want to give
comforting.
up. Yeah, whether it's because of traditions or culture or just the feeling they get when they
It's
eat.
one of your big enjoyments in
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Amazing. Are you guys ready to dive in
yeah.
for the
We are.
podcast?
And are there any things you don't want us to mention that might give away some of your like? I don't want to like if
Don't
I
say
can
anything
see.
negative, only good things.
No, we
Kidding.
have lots of good and only good things, but I didn't know if there were things you didn't want us to mention, like using MyFitnessPal. Is that something? Because like I don't want to enable people to try to do
Oh yeah. Hmm.
to avoid your program because oh, I learned all the secrets by listening to this podcast. I don't know if there's anything you want us to not mention, but
Oh,
of
I
course you
think
can edit this. Yeah, so
yeah, I think
You
it's all
just
good.
call it apps or
Yeah, apps is good. Tracking apps is good.
yeah.
yeah, all right.
Okay.
Um, yeah. But besides that, yeah, feel free to share anything that's on your mind. So yeah, excited to welcome you guys to the Plant-Based Fitness Secrets podcast. And again, for the listener, we have a special episode today. We have Kaliki and Jamie joining us from Philly today, tuning in live, actually 2 days before Christmas or 3 days, um, and with a Christmas tree in the background, which you guys can't see. But how are you guys doing today? Are you already in a holiday mood, Christmas mood?
It's great.
We just got off from work for the week and some of next week too, and yeah, we already had our first holiday party, and now we're today is Monday, and we're gonna be hitting our workout for the week. So
Nice, nice. So you are working out through the Christmas days as well?
A little bit. We belong to a university gym. It's closed for the school's not in semester, so we are going to be working out at home this week. So it'll be a lighter workout, but yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Amazing. Well, again, glad to have you guys. Thanks for coming on. And the reason why I wanted to get you on is because you've had such an incredible transformation and journey over the last couple of months. And actually, how we met is maybe an interesting story to begin with before we dive into some of the other questions. I can just share my part of the journey for now. So I was invited to a wedding in Porto, in Portugal, from a good friend of mine from back in the like school days. And I was really so close to not going because there was a lot of things going on, I had a lot of things to do, and I was like, hey, can I really afford to go away for those days and not be, on track with my things? But I was like, hey, I'm gonna meet all my old friends I haven't seen in a while, and I wanna go and I wanna see everyone, and I've never been to Porto. And then what happened? What happened at the wedding
Yeah,
from your
so
perspective?
so you were friends with the groom and we were friends with the bride, and unlike you, we were like, we're definitely going to a wedding in Portugal anytime we get invited. So,
Hmm.
so we were there for the whole week and going to all the vegan restaurants. And then on the day of the wedding, we were trying to get a scenic picture of us with this beautiful background of the from this elevated point where the wedding was at this beautiful location. And there was this group of people speaking German next to us. So we thought, well, let's just ask one of them if they'll take a picture for us. Somehow we got talking to you and your group, and I don't know why we were talking about vegan food, but you heard the word vegan and popped up, and you said, "Are you vegan?" And and you said, I'm a vegan fitness coach," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And at that point, Kaliki then, after we talked with you briefly, then she said to me, "You said."
I said, I think I know, I think I know him. I think I follow him on social media already. And it was almost like a semi-celebrity moment for me because I was
Hmm.
like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Like
Yeah.
that's so it's like you get this like, whoa, oh my gosh moment. And it was very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was you on her Instagram, and
Hmm.
she follows a lot of vegan accounts, but it was funny to have met you in person that way. So yeah, we
Yeah.
got talking
What
a
a
little bit,
coincidence.
and I remember very clearly when you asked me, we were talking about vegan nutrition, I think, and you asked me, oh yeah, so as a vegan, how long have you been vegan, and where do you get your protein? And I said, peanut butter.
Oh my God.
And that was kind of joking, but it was true because I did eat a lot of peanut butter, and I did in my mind count it as a protein, as like
Mm,
one of my protein bases when I quickly learned the math that that's not really a good protein.
Yeah.
But I'm sure
hmm.
we'll talk about that more in our
Yes.
in our talk here. But that was something that I remember well because it was probably the biggest correction in my nutrition
Hmm.
since joining your program. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, what a coincidence. Honestly, I was also amazed that that's even possible. It's such a small world after all, in the end. And yeah, I'm glad we connected that way. So before we dive into the questions, maybe you can just set the scene a little bit. So where are you guys from? I kind of already mentioned it, but how old are you? And also what's your maybe plant-based story? What got you into
Yeah.
that?
So, and we go into Philly. We're 45 minutes from the city of Philly, so we do go there a lot because they have great vegan restaurant scene in Philadelphia. But we live in a smaller town, and we've been vegan for Kaliki went vegan first. In fact, we went vegetarian in about 2004, 2005, and then we went vegan in around
Yeah,
2010,
like 15
11.
years ago.
Yeah,
Something
about
like that.
15 years ago. So we've been vegan 15 years, and Kaliki is quite a good cook, and she's had a vegan life coaching certification, which was more about, it's not exactly nutrition, but it was more like
Done
lifestyle.
a lot of education, and a lot of cooking classes and things like that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So kind of, and has done some coaching of her own in the form of helping people transition psychologically to veganism.
right,
But
right.
we didn't really understand fitness and nutrition as well as we thought we did. And but we
Hmm.
cooked a lot, and we cooked well, and our meals, we loved food. I mean, as vegans, we just became really, food really becomes alive when you start realizing the variety of
Right.
plants and things. And love food, love vegan restaurants and dishes. And but that's been for about 15 years.
Yeah. And we kind of the little bit of a catalyst is our daughter was 3 years old and basically put her foot down and said, I don't want to eat animals. Don't make me eat animals.
Oh wow.
And
Mhm.
cried, like literally cried about
Yeah.
it. And so we were like, okay, how do we navigate this? We consulted doctors. We were like really nervous. We didn't know what this meant. Um, and then slowly we just sort of fell in with her in into the vegetarian diet. And then we just started learning a lot more about things, and then that's what led us to the vegan thing. So that was,
Yeah, initially it was for animal
Mhm.
ethics, but I
yeah,
quickly felt better too. So I realized, wait, there's these
Mhm.
health benefits too, and then more recently, environmental benefits. So
yeah,
all the reasons.
yeah,
All
Yeah,
the reasons, yes. That's why it's so amazing. There's so many reasons to be vegan.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a win-win for everyone involved.
right.
And amazing. So then you were vegan and for a couple of years or many, many years. But then when it comes to your fitness or your physique or your weight, when did that become something you wanted to work on or something that you've maybe tried to work on and you weren't able to achieve your physical goals?
Yeah, I've been weightlifting most of my life. Even back when I was in sixth grade, I started weightlifting, probably too early. And I was a high school athlete. I wrestled, so I was always in good shape in my younger years. But we're in our mid 50s now, and time, catches up and weight just creeps on. I probably was just, a pound a year gradually. And I've gone through phases where I'd get into running, and maybe I lost about 20 pounds about 8 years ago and I'm 6 feet tall. I was up into the around 205 pounds, but I got down to 185, 183 about 8 years ago. But it was a lot of running and starving. I wasn't eating much, and as much as I should have. I felt hungry, and it wasn't sustainable. So I yo-yoed right back up again after a few months. So then I had stayed up in the high 190s for the last 7 years or so. Um, yeah, I had a knee injury from all that running
Mhm.
that let me, I had to kind of slow down my running, but also I wanted to still run, but I was too heavy to run on that knee. This compromised knee joint, my meniscus, had to be partially removed, and I couldn't really run at that weight. But if I lost weight, it felt so much easier. But I wasn't able to keep that weight off. So that was one of my goals, was to be able to run again. Not that I wanted to, but just to be able to do it and not feel the weight, all the extra 20 pounds I was carrying
Yeah.
around.
Mine was about 2 years ago, I think. I just started to, when I woke up in the morning, I would just have so much pain all over my body. I would feel like 100 years old. I had no energy. It was super lethargic, had no motivation, a lot of brain fog. Um, just, I had a lot of lower back pain too. And so, yeah, so probably about 2 years ago, I was just like, but I've tried, and we're going to get into it, but I just felt like I didn't know what to do. I was just sort of lost. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And was there a key moment for you that you said, "Hey, I want to make a change. I need to change something"?
I don't think I was planning to,
No.
but I think you were more intentional about
Like
it.
I feel like I've felt like I've wanted to lose weight for a long time. And I'm like Jamie at around age 43 or so, my weight also gradually 2 to 3 pounds a year kind of gradually crept up. But I've always feel like I've been on that constant yo-yo trying to lose weight constantly. Like it's constant effort and not being successful. So I just sort of almost gave. I feel like at the time we met, I was just sort of like, this is just what it's going to be for the rest of my life. And
Hmm.
You had kind of given up.
I
You had
have,
tried a lot of different
yeah,
things.
I have. So
Things that
yeah,
appear to work for some people, or at least in some situations, but they
What were the
didn't.
things? What were the
I've
things you
tried
tried?
everything. I've tried the raw diet. I've tried Dr. McDougall's diet, the 5 bite diet.
Yeah,
I
she
never
gave
heard
you
that one.
five
What is
bites.
that?
It's actually a post gastric bypass diet where you can only eat 5 bites of food for 2 meals a day. So
Wow.
I've
Okay.
tried, it's drastic. I've
Hmm.
tried fasting. I've tried juice fasting. I've tried nutritionists. I've tried personal training, lots of running. I mean, you name it, Pilates, yoga, yada, yada. I've tried
And
everything.
some of the things we were doing were right, but they weren't complete. Like low
Mm.
calorie density, that's a good thing, but by itself, that doesn't give you the right amount of protein. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
For weight loss, maybe for maintenance it's
just
easier, but it's
nothing,
not easy weight loss.
nothing
Yeah.
was working for me. So I guess at the
Hmm.
time when I met you, I was like kind of like stuck. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of things. Yeah, that's actually the first time I
I've
hear
tried a
some
lot
of
of
these
things.
things. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
don't
remember
want,
the call. I remember the call that
yeah.
you had this, yeah, bit of fear and uncertainty because you've tried so many things and you're like, why should this work, right? I mean, if everything else didn't work. Um, so I'm glad you didn't give up in the end, and we can share more about that in a minute. But and I also remember you, Jamie, you were like, "Oh, I'm doing a-okay. I'm not struggling or anything," which you weren't, but definitely interesting to see how far you've come now as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's really opened my eyes. And I mean, I think the fact that we, after the first 4 month program we did with you, when that was up, that we immediately renewed for the year, I think that speaks to how much we've learned and benefited from it and realized how much value there was. And there's really nothing like your health. So it's hard to put a price on that. So the time we spent, the money we spent was all really well worth it because of how much that has changed us in ways we didn't expect. So
Amazing, amazing. So obviously you shared that what you tried, you weren't really successful with that, right? With all the things. And for you, Jamie, I mean, you were you trying different things, or you
no,
mentioned you're
I
running a
was
little bit. Yeah.
yeah,
Just peanut butter.
a little,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was very typical. If he had just tried a little bit, like laid off the peanut butter, didn't drink, he would just lose weight very quickly, very easily.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I never drank many calories actually, but I was definitely
A lot of peanut butter.
I love comfort food. So when we go into Philadelphia, Philly's known for its traditions, like cheesesteaks, for example, and they have great vegan cheesesteaks too. So I
Hmm.
would get, but now I've learned how to make them with less calories and how to moderate them and how to really incorporate anything, but work it into the plan. But when I would go out to dinner and not think about it, I would just eat the whole thing and get all the comfort food, because I was kind of a junk food vegan when we would go out. And at home, we would cook more healthfully, plus the
Hmm.
peanut butter, I guess. But yeah,
Okay.
but
Right on.
yeah, so I hadn't really been trying too hard, but when I did try, I would see results, but I just wasn't able to keep the results. I would bounce
Mm.
back up. My weight would bounce back up after a few weeks of losing a few pounds. Then I would just I wasn't doing it in a way that was really psychologically sustainable.
Hmm.
So, and when Kaliki decided that, to do the program, I wanted to do it too, because first of all, we cook together a lot. We eat almost all our meals together. But I also thought it would just be helpful that we do it. We both do it and see where that
Yes.
takes us.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, from what you've done so far, you've been a dream team over the last couple of months, from what I can tell. So, how did you find the call with me, like the strategy call, the consultation we had? How did you find that?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good. It was inspiring. You talked what I wasn't sure about was, well, are we going to be like eating specialized meals, or like I didn't know what it was because I wasn't following you on social media like Kaliki was. So she had probably already seen a lot of your dishes. But then when you showed us photos of a lot of the example dishes um, that we'd be eating, I realized it's a lot of food for one, and two, looked like the kind of food I like, tasty, whole, like complete meals that looked really appealing. So that was part of it. I think
Hmm.
also I remember noting to you that one of the real compelling points for me was the accountability, because I kind of need coaching in a lot of areas of my life, and that's definitely one. And when even if you have all the right things to do, even if I knew all the right things to do, I'd
Hmm.
feel like I'm going to do it better if I have a coach that I'm accountable to. And that
Mhm.
has
Makes
been
a
a big
huge
part of
difference.
it.
Yeah.
and also doing it again, doing it with Kaliki together. We go to the gym every morning, even if she has a scheduled workout and I don't. We'll both go to the gym together, and I'll just do cardio or something or stretch while she's working out. So that accountability in person to your partner, but also to your coach online. And Salome has been great to, but she's both of our coaches for the on the fitness side, and it's been really helpful to have someone monitoring everything we're doing. And we know that you and she can see our metrics every day as we enter nutrition and
Yeah, explaining
other things.
that worked, explaining um your theories and your and how the program works. It all made a lot of sense. It was just like a nice conversation. It was just like a nice conversation
Yeah.
between all of us. And
We felt like we had someone on our side the whole time. So
yeah,
that was like a big compelling point of the program, I
and
think.
and your confidence in it. Like I was kind of like, okay, okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You're so confident in it, and I was just like, all right, we're gonna do this.
Nice.
So it
Yeah,
was good.
it comes with yeah, having coached so many people over the last years.
Right.
And I understand your side too. I mean, it's good to be skeptical, which kind of the next question. Were you still skeptical after the initial call and we decided to do it together?
Yeah, I definitely was.
Mhm.
Because nothing else worked for you.
Nothing. Right.
Mhm.
Like zero had worked for me.
She was her metabolism was broken.
Yeah, I really did believe that I was broken. And I was like, but and this is what I basically decided to surrender to you, to surrender to the program. And I
Mhm.
just said, I'm gonna do whatever they say to do. Because I was like, when you're telling me to eat 400 more calories than I already am, and I'm like, that math doesn't math in my head. Like, I didn't get how that worked. I was like, this math is not, I don't understand it. So, but I just decided, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do whatever they say to do. I'm going to do it exactly the way they say to do it. And I'm going to surrender to the program. And I'm so glad I did because it was super successful so far. And I'm still going. So I'm really happy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't have skepticism, but because you have amazing reviews too. We looked at your Trustpilot reviews off your website, and there's hundreds of people all saying that this works. So I knew that it would. But me, I'm a super DIY kind of person. I like fix my own cars. I do my own home renovation projects. I'm always watching YouTube videos to learn how to do things. And I figured, well, I'm already vegan. I've been an athlete a good portion of my life. I know how to lift weights, and I know how to lift weights to build muscle, but I didn't really have the variety of exercises and other benefits I got from the program that I didn't know about. So that what you don't know is sometimes where the
Mm.
empowering is, knowing that I were things I didn't know. So, and you're clearly in really good shape too. We had met you in person. We were like, all right, this guy is a real fitness nerd. He really, he's doing a lot of research. I watched some of
Mhm.
your Instagram posts and I was like,
Oh, thanks.
and listen to your podcasts, which are all really interesting. And so we could tell that you are super into it. And now that we're in our mid 50s, I'm at a point in my life where I realize that expertise is really valuable and I don't have it all. So I need to hire people to do the right, whether it's planning our landscaping of our lawn or my nutrition and health. I can't just
Mhm.
do everything myself. It doesn't come out right.
Mhm.
So there's
Yeah.
expertise out there, and I focus on what I do well in my day job, and I use those funds to hire people to help us with the things that they know better than I do. And I'm glad that that paid off. That's been something I've taken me until this age in my life to realize I can't just do everything myself and
Mhm.
get the best results. So,
Yeah.
Yes. And the goal is that you can take this with you, right? It doesn't stop here. If you apply this until you're 90, 100, then you can reap the benefits for the rest of your life, which is
yeah.
amazing. So when did you realize that this time around the diet and the program works?
My weight started my weight started dropping after about 1 week. I'm guessing it was that first week of, my muscles were probably hydrating and swelling and stuff from the workouts. So I didn't lose weight on day one, but after 1 week, my weight started dropping pretty consistently. And I was losing about, I don't know, I haven't looked at the math, but it was like a pound and a half a week of straight loss for like a couple of months. And then my strength went up. Because you're recording that in the apps that you have us use. So I'm watching my strength on a lot of exercises go up. Everything went up. So I was losing weight while building strength, and I noticed that after just a week. And I think your strength started going up too, because at
Yeah,
first,
strength went up very quickly. I was able to lift more and more and more very quickly. And but my weight loss was very gradual. I think that I really noticed I think I noticed it the most maybe a month and a half in. The photos really
Mhm.
tell the story more than the scale. And I think that maybe I had much less muscle than I thought I had, and maybe I gained a lot more muscle than you know what I mean? So it wasn't
Mhm.
like showing on the scale as much, but like the pictures and the tape measure really told that story better. But mine was a little more gradual. I think it took my body time to, I was very sore the first two
yeah, we were
weeks.
both really sore. We
Mhm.
were sore from the warm-ups. So
So I'm like, wait a minute, if I can't even do this warm up, my arms keeling. I'm like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do this?
Amazing.
Um, yeah, so it mine was more gradual, but also I'm in menopause, which maybe a lot of other women. I didn't say in the beginning I'm 55.
Mhm.
I've been in menopause for maybe 10 years. I went into menopause early in my life. Um, and menopause it's big. It's major for a lot of women, and it does you pack on a lot of weight in your midsection. So that's
Mhm.
where most of my weight is, and yeah, so it's definitely been gradual for me for
Mhm.
my I almost feel like my body it took my body time to wake up and to
Mm.
get
Yes,
going. So once about a month and a half in, I feel like that's when I started to see most of the steady weight loss. You can see it
hmm
on the in the apps. There's like
yes.
charts and stuff, and you can really see it there a lot. So yeah.
hmm
I think that's one of the benefits of coaching too, is from someone knowledgeable like you and Salome, is the transformation is not linear. It has
mm
phases, and you and Salome were able to dial that in for each of us. Like you guys could tell when I needed to take a break from the weightlifting and do a deload, or like you needed to up her calories at one point. Um,
Yeah.
Increase steps or decrease steps, so there were a lot of variables, and you can go astray if you don't really know what you're
mm
doing. So it
Exactly.
wasn't linear. It had phases, and that the coaching really helped us navigate that. And that's one of the reasons we decided also to extend into the 1 year
hmm
plan, because there's phases over the course of the year too that are going to be, when I reach my goals, that changes things.
Right. I
So
think the coaching was really key for me because more than anything else, really, because it is such an emotional roller coaster. It's almost like, I don't know if you have it, it's called the two step. It's a dance where you take two steps forward and one
hmm
step back. And
hmm
it feels like that a lot. And
mm
so it was a very emotional roller coaster for me in the very beginning where I would I would lose a couple pounds and then I would gain a pound back and lose a couple pounds and gain a pound back. And I would just, and Salome was so good. I was like, well, Jamie, he took the brunt of my tears, but Salome really was the calm, like you're doing it, and you too. When we would meet with you too, you were very
hmm
positive also. But day to day, my day to day fears, she was like the real calm, and
hmm
he's talking me off the edge.
and and
So
how to interpret the scale, and
true.
that it is only one, in fact, not
hmm
the most
True.
important
Because
measurement.
I think that's where a lot of
Yeah.
people give up. When
mm
if they don't see the weight coming off, and I myself included, if you start to feel like it's not working, you're like you just throw up your hands like, okay, this is not working.
hmm
And so it was more like you're doing it. It's happening. Look at the pictures. Look at this. Like it's anyway. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, it's true. I think a lot of people think, oh, it's just a weight loss journey. So let me just eat less and move more, and then the scale should drop and it will continue dropping forever. But no, it's like there's intricacies, right? You need to really be mindful of your health, your metabolism, not overtraining, not under eating for too long. And then what's next? I mean, maybe you have lost some of the weight, but then how do you build muscle and how long does that take? And that's even a whole nother journey, which reverse dieting is something that's still coming up for you guys, slowly but surely. But that's really where the fun begins because then it's not about putting your body in deficit, it's about putting your body in a surplus. And that's also something to be really mindful with because that's where people can lose all their progress if they eat too much, too fast, and don't do it the right way. So,
Mhm.
Yeah. I think, and I've seen more, maybe now the algorithms are feeding me more of the same kind of content, but I see other fitness advocates and tips talking about don't eat too little. Sometimes you have to eat more, but how much more? And that's
hmm
where I think coaching has really helped because you have to thread that needle just right because you could easily overeat or undereat. And you
hmm
got, if you get it
Wasting.
just, yeah, if you get it when your coach helped the coaching helped us get that right for each of us because it's
hmm
different. I eat different portions than she does, as you know, but we eat the same thing but different amounts of it some in a lot of the meals of the
hmm
day.
Yes.
But if she ate what I if I eat just a couple hundred calories more or less, it would really probably throw
hmm
off my results quite a bit. So, yeah,
Yes.
it's very
A delicate
personalized.
dance.
Yeah.
And I love what you said as well, like you came in and you were eating 400 calories. We gave you 400 calories more than what you were used to.
Yeah,
And you were like how does that make sense? Right?
yeah,
And it's
that math
actually
doesn't math.
yeah. It's a common reaction we get as well. And it's really important to fuel your body properly. And a lot of women unfortunately have been taught or have read in magazines or like you have to slash your calories. Some women will come to us, they eat 800 calories, like 1,000 calories a day, which
I've
is
done that.
which is
I
absolutely
didn't see
crazy.
anything else, how much my energy increased immediately. And I
hmm
think I didn't realize eating so few calories is what was causing a lot of maybe my energy problems. I did not know that. So
hmm
Body was probably storing up the food it was getting because it was in emergency mode.
maybe I
I
don't.
Yes.
mean, it's in oh, I remember you used the phrase "we're going to fire up your metabolism," and I really feel that's what's happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
for you, like, in
yeah.
particular. Yeah.
Amazing. So what were your expectations coming in when it comes to the coaching with us?
Um, I expected to just lose weight, and like I mentioned, I've been lifting weights for strength for a long time, so I just expected, okay, this will help me shape my nutrition to lose fat. So that was my only expectation, really, and that happened. It definitely happened, and I've lost a substantial amount of body fat, and but I gained a lot of other things too, like understanding plant-based nutrition. What I knew was true, but there were other things I was missing about protein and balancing my diet and how much I should be eating. So I learned a lot about nutrition. I also learned a lot of things about fitness, the exercising and workouts that I did not know. Like I feel so much more functionally strong now. Like my all my all the dumbbell work. Like I guess when you get older, it's easy to just resort to using machines for everything, but
hmm
the variety of dumbbell work and the mixing up of the workouts has really helped my strength in a lot of ways that I feel functionally much stronger. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, mine was pretty simple. I definitely wanted to lose the fat. You know, I have a lot of fat. I also wanted to cure my lower back pain and
hmm
get more energy. All the stuff that I had said in the beginning, get my energy back. All those kind of things were really important to me. But you know, who doesn't want to look good too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Amazing. That sounds great. So that were your goals. Did you have any specific like weight numbers that you wanted to achieve in terms of like body
I mean,
composition?
yeah, I mean, I think I had, I'm 5'6", if that's helpful to people. I mean, I kind of wanted to get to like 125 or something like that. But I think now with, you know, I'm just gonna,
And you were at,
oh yeah. And so when I started, I was 152.5 for started the program. I've been more than that, a little bit more than that. But that's pretty tops for me.
hmm
But I was thinking like, oh, I want to be 125 again, yada yada. But now I think that we haven't really had, because I'm still in, you know, Jamie's a little bit different in a different place than I am. I'm still kind of in that wait. I feel like I have about 15 more pounds of fat to lose, but
15.
yeah, we haven't, but we haven't had. I think we need another, like I have more strategy, I think, to figure out
Hmm.
because I don't know. I don't know what the right number is for me, actually, to be honest.
Hmm.
I don't know. So we'll see.
Our bodies are different than they were in our 20s. Yeah.
Yes.
That my goals are different now, right? Like now
Hmm.
I want to recomp my body. Like in the beginning, I was
Mm.
like, I just want to lose all this fat. And now I'm like, wow, I I see the potential here is so different than what
Mm.
my original thought was. Now that I feel good and now that I am starting to lose fat and stuff like that, now I'm like, well, I could like look really good too. And I
Yes.
could really recomp my body to like look amazing and feel amazing. And so I feel like my goals are changing as I go through this program
Mm.
a lot. Yeah.
And muscle, we understand,
Mhm.
the importance of muscle as more of having a certain amount of muscle and strength as we get into our,
Yeah.
50s,
Yeah.
mid
Mm.
50s. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the importance of muscle mass is something that sometimes you can conceptually understand it. I mean, you've heard it before, right? Muscle is so important. Muscle is the organ of longevity, and but I think conceptually understanding it versus actually building muscle, getting stronger, it's a different thing, right? Where you can walk in the gym, you can pick up heavier weights, and you feel confident. You can walk, you can be active, hike, and not be afraid. Actually feel empowered, which is incredible. We might maybe get to that in a second, but. So, how long ago was it that you guys were at the shape that maybe you're currently at? I mean, you just mentioned that maybe you haven't had this kind of shape before, but how long ago was that?
probably when we got married, you'd say.
Um, yeah.
Probably, yeah, 27, 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
When we were in mid to upper 20s, we were in really good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. We look
We,
back at
we worked
us,
out a lot.
but I had no muscle. I don't think I had any muscle back then.
True.
Yeah. I was sort of a very
Hmm.
kind of like Audrey Hepburn kind of look. I don't know
Hmm.
if you know who that is.
I've
Are you
heard, yeah, I've heard of
are you
her.
old enough?
I'm Googling it now.
A very trim, very thin, not skinny, but like I ran a lot, so I was like a very runner,
Hmm.
yoga, like no, not much muscle at all. So
Hmm.
back then, so yeah, I think I
Okay.
weighed like 119, 17 at 5'6" when I got married, so I didn't
Okay.
have much muscle at all. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Anyway, yeah.
So did you guys have goals besides the weight loss and the fat loss? Maybe you already kind of mentioned that, the energy, right? And structure. Any other goals besides that?
Energy levels, strength. I've become a morning person. I find that's a great time to
Mm.
go to bed earlier. But we still were able to stay up late on Saturday night. We were up till after midnight, holiday party. So it's more about energy levels and using the right times of the day for different types of things. We love getting our workout in before the work day.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I
Yeah.
think also
Nice.
another goal that I didn't realize that I should have had was when it doesn't snow here very often, but when it does, we go out and shovel. And on last weekend, a week ago, we had a snowstorm with about 4 inches of pretty heavy snow on our sidewalks. And I used to have to like do warm-ups first to get my body moving to go out to shovel so that I wouldn't throw out my lower back. Because
Hmm.
I would have that problem. Even in my 40s, I would injure my back from shoveling snow. This time, I've been feeling strong from some of the, deadlifts and other things we've been doing in the workout program. And I feel like I'm as strong as I've ever been. And I was able to just shovel not just our walkway and our neighbors, but a couple of the other houses on our property. And I didn't feel anything, no issues at
Nice.
all with my back or my energy. In fact, I spent 2 hours straight shoveling snow early in the morning. And that's the kind of thing that my body feels like now it's no big deal. So
And
if
talk about your knee.
oh yeah. So I mentioned the running knee injury, but I also um, had a skiing injury on the same knee a year and a half ago. I blew my ACL. I didn't even know it at the time, but during physical therapy, this sprained knee was they discovered I didn't have an ACL.
Mm.
So I opted not to get surgery and instead just get just do the therapy to strengthen it and cope without an ACL. And apparently, there's a portion of people that can do that. I'm one of them apparently because the therapy worked pretty well, but then all the knee strengthening, leg strengthening as part of the routine workouts in your program have made my legs really strong. You can see it in the definition of my legs, but also my leg strength is so good now that it doesn't bother me to do routine things. I'm even going to try skiing again next month on this same knee.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I have a brace and stuff, so I'm not going to do
Hmm.
dumb things like what injured it in the first place. But the leg
That's
strength
amazing.
has really helped, and that
Hmm.
was one of the things that has really helped me is the lower body strength. And a lot of guys, I think, don't think about lower body strength and
Mm.
working on their legs. But for me, it's really helped out a lot and made me a lot more confident in just moving myself around. In,
Yeah, he has a much more balanced look in his, like when we were first married, he was very upper body built,
yeah, I have
and
Hmm.
bird legs, like skinny bird legs.
and now he's very well
Hmm.
proportioned.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Nice.
think. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I
Amazing.
couldn't even stand for long periods of time before, and now I can't. I don't even
Hmm.
notice it.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
don't have a lot of injuries or anything, obviously. But I love to play tennis and I want to be able to play tennis. I also want to feel sexy again. You know, that was a goal
Hmm.
outside of, I think a lot of women as they age, they sometimes don't feel quite as sexy but so that's what's, I want to feel that again too. That was outside of all the other things.
Yes.
Yeah. And I remember one
Amazing.
of the things I asked you during our initial call was I wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be a lot of running in your program. And I was pleased with that you replied. You said, no, no, we don't really believe in running for weight loss. And I
Mm.
was like, oh, good. So
Hmm.
all the walking and the schedule of how many steps to get in a day for different phases of the program was really, really helpful because that I feel like that's where I'm really losing my weight is from
Hmm.
the walking.
Yeah. And this
Yes.
is not really one of your questions, but in the same vein, I was absolutely not a weightlifter ever. And I've
Hmm.
actually kind of interestingly dated a lot of weightlifters over my lifetime and bodybuilder types and stuff like that, and have never really. I tried weightlifting in the past and never really liked it. And I think
Hmm.
I love it now. I love it more than any. I like when I have my cardio day, I'm like, eh. Oh, okay, I gotta do.
Yeah.
But in my cardio day is not like hardcore or anything, as he said. But it's
Hmm.
just, I feel like I've fallen in love with the weightlifting, and I
Wow.
never thought I would. I never did.
That's
Like
so
I
cool.
never liked it before, and now I just feel so like look at me, woo! Like I look at myself in the mirror when I'm lifting weights, and I feel
Uh-huh.
so like cool and confident
And you're
and
not getting bigger, you're getting trimmer and yeah.
yeah, but I think that
That was her
it's
fear was that she was going to
Hmm.
get big.
and we like
Hmm.
as he mentioned, we go to a university gym where I'm surrounded by all these 20-year-old very fit lovely women and
Hmm.
men, and it could be very intimidating. It is a little intimidating, and
Hmm.
but I feel like I had my plan. I knew what to do, as I learned all the different things and all the um as you laid out what to do in the
Hmm.
in the plan. It just that gives you a lot of confidence. Knowing what to do,
Hmm.
knowing how to do it gives you a lot of and then that confidence just builds as you
Yes.
go. So that yeah,
And
it's
having a video of each
yeah.
exercise to
I get
Hmm.
reference.
so excited. Like I don't know if I've ever really been excited about exercise my whole life, and
That's so cool.
it's always felt like a something I have to do.
Hmm.
And now I'm just like super excited about it. So it's really
That's amazing. Wow. I love to hear that. Yeah, because it can be intimidating for sure. And if you get over that hump and then you get results, which is important. A lot of people they maybe get over the hump with discipline. Okay, let me just go. But then weeks and weeks pass and nothing happens to their body. And then they're like, okay, F this. Like I've tried and I'm not going ever again because this doesn't work. So you
great.
had the results and now it's inspiring. It's amazing. I just had this thought a couple days ago, which never really came to my mind for whatever reason, but I was working out in my gym and there were some younger guys there working out and I'm 28, but like maybe they're early 20s or something, maybe 18. And I could see that they were looking at me kind of like inspired or like, wow, like that's
Yeah.
cool, you know? And
Yeah.
I've never actually been aware of that. And again, I'm not some crazy bodybuilder, like I'm in good shape, but I was like, wow, I want to inspire like the younger ones, you know, I want to just by having what I have, I want to inspire them.
Yeah.
And it's hard work, so they see, okay, wow, if I put in the work, I can get there too. And it's not with steroids, right? Because a lot of
Right.
bodybuilders are on steroids, which is
Yeah.
also inspiring to some degree. But then again, it's something they can never achieve only if they inject themselves, right?
Yeah.
So you, that being said, you're probably inspiration as well. Like you're coming into that realm where, I mean, it's not easy to achieve this goal of yours when you are a bit on the older side, right? Not saying you're old, but like just
Yeah.
in your 50s. It's different than in your 20s,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Um, so okay, amazing. So with that being said, maybe just quickly, how much weight did you end up losing so far in the program? Even though weight's not everything, but
Yeah, so I went from 198 down to, and that's where I had been. In fact, I had been at around 200 for a long time, and I was 198's like when I'm being mindful of my, when I was being mindful of my eating, and gradually dropped down to on this past Saturday, my was my last like official weigh-in, and I was 181. So that was the lowest I've been that I since I can remember, and that was great. So I also thought my initial goal was 183, but just because I had once gotten to that point about 8 years ago, as I mentioned earlier in this call, and I thought that's probably a good goal for me. But when I got to 183, I was like, yeah, but I still have like there's still some fat in some places that I could lose and that I want to lose. So I just kept go. I decided to stay in the weight loss mode for a little while longer and see where I go. But yeah, so I've
nice.
lost yeah, I mean I also gained muscle. So I probably
Yeah, that's
figured between the
even
fat loss and the muscle gain, probably 20 pounds of fat I've lost in the 5 months of the program. Yeah.
Yeah. In
amazing.
the 4 to 5 months, on the scale, I lost 10 pounds. But I think after doing kind of the math, I think I lost somewhere in 12 to 15 pounds of fat because
Mm-hmm.
I think I put on around 3 to 5 pounds of muscle over
Mm-hmm.
those 4 months, which is quite a lot in 4 months, I
Mm-hmm.
think. I mean, in my opinion.
Yes, for
I don't
sure.
know. So yeah, so that's where I'm very
Cool.
pleased. And I still have a bit to go, but again, like you know, I'll get there. I'm happy. I'm excited.
Yes. You'll
Yeah.
get there if you keep going steady.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do a crash diet, so they might lose it quicker, but then they gain it all back. They don't enjoy the process, and it's not
Well,
good.
now I believe it. So now,
Yeah.
Yes.
so I know it's gonna happen.
So, did you starve yourself to lose the weight?
Well, you know we didn't, but in fact, we complained to you on week two, I think, Fritz, is this right? We can't eat all this
Yeah.
food. I think I even sent a picture
Yeah.
of like,
Yeah.
is this right? That we scaled this recipe, we double checked the math, and we actually had to remove a couple of the meals from our weekly plan just because we couldn't finish them. So because they were, they didn't have a ton of calories, but they were just a lot of
We
volume.
could probably move them
So
back in now.
yeah, we might bring
But
it
like
back in
in
now.
the beginning, it was like I can't. We just couldn't finish everything.
Hmm.
It's
It's
still to this day. Like we
yeah.
made one of the recipes the other night, and Jamie and I was like, I ate half, and I was like, I had to put the other. I had to put it, and then I had spent maybe another hour or so, and then I finished. But like it sometimes takes time to
Yeah,
finish.
we definitely did not starve. I was never hungry one time during the whole program.
No.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Wow.
super key because I think it keeps the munch like the both well, Jamie is sort of very much a drive-by kitchen muncher. He would like
Yeah.
come in the kitchen, get a handful of nuts and run out. And then I'm not as much that, but I found myself I would get so hungry and then overeat. I
Mm.
would get so hungry that I would eat um it, I would eat and not feel full. And I feel like now it's a totally different, like it's totally different. So
Hmm.
and then I don't and I was never really a sweet tooth person. So I know some people really have a lot of cravings with sweets and things like that. I'm more like a French fry girl. Like my cheap foods are French fries and chips and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I don't crave those things because the meals are so satisfying and comforting and filling and I won't go way into this because but my digestion changed a ton,
Mm,
and to for the positive.
hmm
And that was, I think a lot of, I think my body wasn't maybe absorbing a lot of my nutrients
mm,
the way it should have been. So I feel like the diet really changed my digestion and my maybe absorption of the nutrients of the food better.
Yeah.
yes.
And
Amazing.
she likes the fries kind of thing. I'm more of a sweets guy, so I
Hmm
like cookies and
hmm
we were able to incorporate that into this plan still and not miss those things.
hmm
And you can't eat a lot of that. You can't eat just that, but
hmm
when it's a minority of your diet, you can still work those things in. And now that we understand the framework and how to measure the nutrition and incorporate it into a healthy, balanced meal and part of a healthy, balanced day,
Yeah.
it works. And maybe it's not the optimum thing you could be eating, but it becomes the optimum in reality because it makes it sustainable and makes us happy. So
Yes.
I don't feel like I'm giving anything up. I'm still eating cookies and not a lot again, but I still
hmm
get to
Right.
incorporate that in there. I've had ice cream a few times. I've
Yeah.
vegan ice cream, of course, but and
I
we
don't eat
hmm
it as
sometimes
much, but I don't
yeah
think it has as many cheat things as much just because I
yeah
feel that the food is so satisfying to me because I just
hmm
really enjoy the recipes a lot. So I don't crave fries and any of that anymore. But
But
Yeah.
even sandwiches and things like I made a
hmm
comment on one of your Instagram
Yes.
posts recently, like, yeah, we still have sandwiches and
yeah,
hmm
even we could probably have that BLT sandwich we came up with
yeah,
the seitan bacon
there's so
every
many
day. If
recipes that are so good.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but those
Amazing.
things are make eating fun and
Hmm
enjoyable, and that's why it's a sustainable program that we can keep doing. So
And we've learned we stuck very closely to the plan that we were given in the beginning. And I think now we are to a point where we are actually like able to create our own, we've been experimenting with
hmm
our own weeks and creating our own meal plans and
hmm
different meals and things like that. But then we kind of, go back to tried and true, it's nice to
hmm
be able to like pop that
Yes.
back in,
yeah.
and yeah,
And
we've
learning how to navigate restaurant situations and
yeah,
hmm
because
hmm
on the program it's best done in the kitchen initially, but the reality is you're going to be traveling at times and
hmm
sometimes like during the early in the program we spent 2 weeks in Japan, and so a whole different food culture,
hmm
restaurant scene, and you gave us a whole session just to navigate how to make those choices specifically around Japanese food too, and and that worked out. We didn't gain any weight in Japan.
we found gyms in Japan. We
Nice.
could have easily blown that off,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Committed.
we did. We did. I was really
Those are the
grateful.
realities of life is you're going to be traveling, especially as you get older like us. That's what we want to do. We want to spend a lot of our lives traveling. So it's important to
Hmm
get down those recipes or get down the restaurant strategies so that they
Yes.
really are workable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the exciting part because now in the second phase we can also progress to intuitive eating later on in the journey where there's no tracking, there's no weighing food, and that's where
Right.
this becomes a lifestyle change and that's where you're working towards. So amazing to hear. You didn't starve yourself. That's obviously crucial for any
Yeah.
successful fat
Yeah.
loss journey. And can't finish the meals. That's always my favorite thing to hear. Because you want to rather have that than have too little to eat. So was it hard for you to change your lifestyle?
It took time to plan the meals. Planning what we were going to make and scaling it, especially for two people, different scales, different scaling of the portioning, um, and taking time to work out, taking time to enter what you actually eat into the tracking tools that you guys gave us. Kaliki did that initially, and I was eating all the same things, but just scaling it differently. And I decided I not to enter it all. To me, it would seem like too much administrative work to be entering every little thing I was eating. But you were telling me I should do it. Kaliki was doing it. I was still losing weight without entering it all. But then later I stalled out. My weight loss kind of
Hmm
plateaued about 3 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, I realized, it's been a month and I haven't really lost another pound, pretty much the whole month of November. And I decided I would start using the tools again, or start using the tools more diligently. And then my weight loss started to drop again. And I
Hmm.
think what happened was I wasn't really eating what I thought I was not eating only what I thought I was eating. The
Mm.
little extra things I was doing. I would estimate them in my head previously, but now I was recording them and the apps were telling me how much calories, how much energy I was intaking, how much protein, where my nutrients were. So now I've fine-tuned it and I have a more precision
Yeah.
process. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't not as hard as I thought. I did think it was going to be hard just because I had no motivation to go to the gym before. I mean, I did cook a lot before.
Hmm.
I was a little bit nervous about taking on all the cooking, but like really I feel like this program brought us more together. Like we have food planning strategy meetings. We have, he does all the grocery shopping
Hmm.
with my son and with our son. and
Hmm.
we incorporate our son into the cooking, and so at first I was very like, ugh, am I gonna like this is gonna be really hard for me to like get up and do this workout and do all this stuff, but it wasn't as hard as I thought, and it
Hmm.
became a habit pretty quickly. Getting to like it came later, but or get excited about it came later, but
Okay. Hmm.
it wasn't as hard. And as they say, I hate to be cliche, but like pick your hard, right? Like
Hmm.
it's hard to feel unmotivated and crappy and depressed and pain and pick your heart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Yeah. Wise words.
I think we haven't really talked about it frankly, but I mean I feel like our lifestyle is a lot more uh calmer and even keeled now with our energy levels, our routine. It helps that we're doing it together. I
Hmm.
don't know, it would be a lot more difficult if one of us was on the program and the other one wasn't.
Hmm.
So I'm
Yeah.
not sure how many of
I'm
your,
so glad Jamie did this with me
yeah.
because he has been doing it together. It's been very key, I think, for
Hmm.
sure. Going to the gym together.
Hmm.
And as like on days like if he had to get up and do something else, like now I feel like I can go to the gym by myself. I don't need him. Like I
Yeah.
can,
Yeah. Hmm.
in the beginning, like it was like if he was laying in bed, I was laying in bed, so now
Hmm.
it's definitely been a good thing that both of us did it together. Also lifestyle wise, we don't go out as much and we don't go out to eat as much, and we find like we love to go to Philly. Like one of the times we went into Philly, we just like walked around the city for hours, and maybe we got a coffee, like a black coffee, and we just enjoyed being in the city and not eating. We actually didn't go out to eat, so it was
Hmm.
like a different experience, which was very cool. Finding other ways to have fun besides eating out at restaurants. And we've saved a ton of money. We were
Yeah.
spending as much money
Yeah.
on restaurants as we were on our groceries every month.
Mm.
And because like typically you'd like if you're going out to eat more, you would spend less on groceries. We were spending the same amount on both, and now we just spend money on groceries and we eat out a little bit when we go out with friends. We mostly go out with friends and stuff like that. But we've saved a ton of money on eating out,
Yeah.
which has been
Wow.
great.
More than the cost of your program, actually. So it's
Wow.
true.
That's awesome. That's
It's
great.
true. I
Yep.
Yeah.
mean, because we went to dinner, we'd go to dinner 3 times a week, lunch maybe two or three
Yep.
times a week for two of us.
Yep.
And now just cooking in has made that
Yeah.
difference. And it's
Wow.
we want to get back to restaurant lifestyle because we like that. But
We
Hmm.
do.
we
But
want to do our transformation, get to where we want to be, learn how to navigate
not make it
restaurants and
regular way to get food. Or you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
to
Yes.
make it a special thing, not a
Yes.
regular thing. So
Hmm.
it's definitely I've actually enjoyed not going out to eat as
yeah.
much. Yeah.
And I've changed, and we
Hmm.
change what we order now. We look for the high protein, we look
Hmm.
for the lower, we look for the right portions of
Yeah.
things, and we
Yeah.
don't eat everything on the plate. And
like
so it's
like
worked out well.
seitan chicken wings and a side salad, instead
Yeah.
of the big giant plate of nachos, or right?
That
Like
is better than the big plate of nachos.
I mean, or like a
Yeah.
big giant, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something else,
Hmm.
but or the big giant burger or something like that, like having this, the seitan,
From Burger King, for example.
Yes, we met you at a Burger King once. That's true.
that's a whole
That's how the
that's a whole
journey, that's
other
how the
thing.
journey
Yeah.
started at
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Burger King in Portugal.
Yeah. Gosh. In
Oh
Portugal.
my
that's
God.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's awesome. I mean, you can always go back to eating out. I eat out every month, a couple times a month. and I know how to navigate it. But I also know that the nutrients I need and want are mostly in home cooked meals. And
Right.
unfortunately, there's just not that much protein, not too much fat in most restaurant meals. But again, doesn't mean you have to forever eat at home and never go out, which is also a bad mindset to have.
Right.
Um,
We're planning for a week vacation, and we're going to just bring protein powder and use that to
mhm.
supplement the vegan meals that they're going to serve us because we figured they won't have the amount of protein are looking for, but we can add that in. So I think that's
Exactly.
gonna, that'll work. And now we've learned for each of us, we have different levels of that, but we've learned how to strategize and plan for that to make that
Yeah.
still stay on track. Yeah.
Amazing. So do you have the feeling that it's a sustainable transformation, it's sustainable weight loss?
Yes.
Yeah, very.
Yes.
Mostly because I'm not compromising anything. I just shifted things. So yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
So yep. And the walking
Amazing.
and running, that's great because we can do that. We've gotten wa- walking pads for under our desks so at home so we can get our steps in
Perfect.
while working
Yeah.
because we both have desk jobs and that's also, mid
Hmm
50s desk jobs. American diet. There's all these things working against us. So we've
hmm
learned how to undo that and make things work for us. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Amazing. Incredible.
Yeah.
So how did the people around you react to your transformation or to your results?
For you, for Jamie,
My
huge.
son, it's more weight in my face and
Hmm
a lot of it was just right in my abs. So I've went from I was like a size 35, 36 pant size, and now I wear a size 32. And people they notice that, and I've put on more muscle on my shoulders and chest. So it's flipped the proportions of my body quite a bit.
Yeah. We were
And
just at a Christmas party, and so I'll tell this quick story. We were just at a Christmas party where the request was to wear something white. The literally the only thing Jamie had to wear white was a white t-shirt. So he looked so buff, and everyone was coming up and going, squeeze, squeeze,
I
squeeze,
had
like
people feeling my muscles.
That's the
Well, those
best.
are people who hadn't seen me, maybe some of them
Hmm
since the last Christmas
yeah,
party,
yeah,
but some of them I don't see too often, and I look very different than I did 6 months ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, my parents, they live next door and they see me every day, but they notice the difference too,
Yeah.
even gradually. They're like, Jamie, you've been like losing weight. I
They
can
tell
tell.
me, like, have you seen Jamie? I live with Jamie. Yes.
But
So
That's
Kalike looks
amazing.
really good too. She's lost weight in her face and in her midsection and her legs.
yeah,
And she just has the appearance of a trimmer person. I mean, you were starting to, you know,
yeah.
put on pounds before.
People are a little bit sometimes people can be a little bit nervous about commenting on things like that. Like at my office, nobody, it's, you don't talk about that stuff in the
hmm
workplace. And so
hmm
nobody would say anything to me. But like, people who know me, help will say like, oh, you look great, can tell you're working hard. But yeah, but
Yeah,
again,
that's good.
mine's been more gradual than his. So I think it's less, his is more dramatic, where
Hmm
mine is not quite as dramatic. Yeah. So it warrants more of a holy moly, what did you do? But
Yes, yes.
it was really cute at the party. Everyone was like, wow, look at your muscles.
Yeah, it's so
It was
cute.
really cute. Yeah.
I mean, the people can't see you both right now, but yeah, I mean, you're looking great. I mean, not saying you looked extremely bad in our first call, but I can just see from all the months, like I can see like the glow, the more trim and just confidence and Jamie, for you, the arms are absolutely popping
You can
off.
see, yeah, we're on video.
I don't know what you're taking, but seems to be seems to be working.
Yeah.
Whatever they're feeding you in Philly, um,
Yeah.
and yours as well. Yeah, exactly. Like, I
A little
mean,
bit, a
I
little bit. You can
remember,
see it a little bit.
I
It's
remember
coming in.
in our calls, you mostly had like hoodies on for the first initial parts of the
Yeah.
calls, right? Which is,
Yeah. Yeah.
which obviously is also a sign. But yeah, you're looking amazing. The shoulders for you looking incredible. The arms,
Yeah. Not too bad.
so
I'm getting
amazing.
there.
And the comments for you, I think, yeah, for you it's more gradual. Usually for men, it is a lot more. It is true. I mean, you're going through menopause, and with men and male hormones, it's just more straight up like, okay, boom, 10 pounds in like a couple weeks, right? And it's like a bit easier. You can say that for sure. After
Yeah.
coaching so many
Well,
people,
and
it's
he
more
doesn't
straight.
have the
It's more
hormone
straight.
issues and stuff like that. Like, I mean, some men can have hormone issues, but like he doesn't have the same things I have. So
Hmm.
it's different for him. Yeah.
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 Well, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
cool.
But I'm so happy for him. Like I know I can tell he feels great
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
important.
how is it affected? Like, how have you been observing the other person in terms of going out and about or being just like going through life? Have you observed anything like in each other throughout this journey?
Like you said, like I can see her confidence in the gym. She used to kind of walk around and look at she was more tentative about the exercises, but now, because we're doing different workouts. We're in the gym at the same time, but she's got her program because she's got a custom tailored fitness plan. I've got mine. So, but we'll cross paths a lot in the gym. Sometimes we'll be near each other, and I see a lot more confidence. I see how she's doing the motions with a lot more confidence and strength, and she looks really good in the gym, and also just the way she moves around in life. So in the house, on the street when we're walking, and we're both more fit now, so we can feel that we don't get tired from walking. We could walk for miles and miles and miles, and yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been really nice. I guess we just kind
Nice.
of have like a younger dynamic that I see in her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Jamie's always been a very happy, gregarious person, very benevolent, and so that's obviously not changed at all. But I can just tell. Um, I catch him looking in the mirror a lot more.
Yes, I do sometimes.
He'll be like, hmm.
Well, if the lighting's good, sometimes I'll say, "Hey, my abs are popping
So
out now." So
I
that's
yeah.
what
like
I've
that.
noticed.
Yeah.
But I think
Hmm.
too, like it can be hard sometimes when the partner's getting results quicker. It can be a little
Hmm.
harder sometimes, but I think that I'm so happy for him. I want him to be around for me a long time, and I know he wants that for me too.
That's right.
So I think, I think that it's not a competition. It's more, and this is another reason why I was so happy to do the program and have the coaching, because in the before this program, he would like try to tell me, well, you should do this or you should do that, to try to
I
help
I
me.
was trying to coach her. Bad idea.
And I said, I sort of put down and said, we're starting this program and I have a coach. I don't need you to be my coach.
Yeah.
And I don't need you to give me advice. I will ask my coach. And so that
Hmm.
has been really healthy for the both of us because I don't tell him what to do. He doesn't tell me what to do.
Hmm.
Um,
And looking back, my
yeah.
advice that I was giving her both about eating and about working out were wrong. Wrong,
Hmm.
wrong, wrong.
Yeah.
So, and I
And
thought I knew,
yeah.
I thought I knew,
Yeah.
and I was not right. And now
Right.
the real professional advice that you and your team have learned from your hundreds of clients, that is proving to be what's working for her.
Yeah.
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 Amazing.
So I'm
Amazing.
sorry.
Oh,
No, it's so funny with my
like
ex-girlfriend.
therapy.
Yeah, with my ex-girlfriend, I remember. So she made a lot of meals for me as well, and in her family, what was the tradition or how they were going about things is adding a lot of olive oil to everything. And for her body, that didn't make a difference. Like she didn't see any weight gain from that, or she was always super lean and fit. But when she started putting all this olive oil in the meals that I was eating as well, I was like, I blew up. Like I literally gained so much weight,
Mhm.
and I was like, hey, this does not work for me, you know?
Yeah.
And she was like, what do you mean? Like olive oil is super healthy, and my family has it all the time, and but it doesn't work like that. Everyone needs like a custom approach, and everybody's different in the end, as well. So
Yeah.
when it comes to the coaching itself, what do you think? Why do you think people are unsure about maybe contacting us?
Well, I mean, you're on Instagram more than I am, but the online world, social media is saturated with like fitness, especially this time of year with fitness packages, coaching, meal plans, things like that. So there's a lot of that. And it it was hard. It's hard to know what really works or what doesn't and what stands out or is really worthwhile. So that's one thing.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and because you follow a lot of those accounts. I mean, now I
Mhm.
do. Now I do
Mhm.
because I've gotten more interested in fitness and
Mhm.
trying to learn. And yeah. But how about you?
Right. Same. I mean, I've tried
Mhm.
so many things and it's sort of like, you know, you're never sure what's going to work. And so I guess, also, it's an investment. And I think you know, that's something that you have to think about too. And for us, it was a nice, easy like swap from restaurants to investing in this. Like this wasn't, wasn't that
Mhm.
hard for us to swap those two things. So it
Yes.
worked for us. But and so we had a lot of in the beginning. I mean, it was so nice to meet you, and we got lucky to get to meet you in person. Um, and when we talked, after we had met you in person and we had talked and Jamie had said, why don't we talk to him some more? And I was like, okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So we kind of got lucky that way that we had that personal
Mhm.
connection with you. But I think it is sometimes hard to weed out the noise on the internet and
And
stuff.
like I was saying
Mhm.
before in this call, it seems like something you should be able to just learn by doing your own reading and research.
Mhm.
But there's so much inherent personalization. Even between Kaliki and me, we have different programs because of where we are. Both our goals are different, but also our current state where we're starting from is different, and the way our bodies are reacting is different. Like her weight loss is slower, mine was kind of rapid. I was
Mhm.
getting certain soreness at certain points. I was actually overdoing the weight workouts at one point, and Salome picked up on that and she scaled down my workouts for a while to help me optimize my recovery, because at our age recovery is really important. That's when a lot of the benefits are really happening, but I didn't understand that, and it's very personalized. So even if I read something online, even if I try to rely on some kind of AI based health fitness prescription or something, it's not reading everything. It's not getting up to date reactions of what my body's doing, and that's what a program like this does. So I think that's one of the unforeseen benefits, was the real-time correction and changing course as needed to keep me on the right path and keep me positive about it, keep me feeling good, keeping me from overdoing it or underdoing it. So
Right. And I think too, like he was saying, people think they can DIY it, but like in my opinion, even if I had all the knowledge, which I didn't, um, I I think the coaching was really important for me. And even though the coaching is super subtle, it's not like in your face, like it's not like yelling at you. I mean, at least that's I don't like the yelling at you approach. It's very subtle light pushbacks that were
Mhm.
important for me to okay, keep surrendering to what they're saying. Like don't, you know what I mean? I don't know if that
Yeah.
makes sense, but it's definitely
Mhm.
the coaching has been really important to keep me from um losing my mind and
Mhm.
exploding and getting emotional, getting too tied up into my own head.
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
That's what coaching is. Yeah, I think the drill sergeant approach, for some people it works for sure, but we believe in a combination of things. We do like to give tough love, but again, it's really customized as well. Like some people don't take it well, and it actually is a detriment to their journey, and we want to make sure to coach everyone in a custom way. I mean, I just had to give someone tough love a couple days ago, and it really helped him. Like he's now way more responsive again and way more on track. Um, but that's something that needs to be timed as well, and I'm glad you saw that. So, what are some of the requirements you would say someone should bring when they want to work with us?
Definitely set up all the apps at the beginning and start tracking things and get to make sure the apps for your fitness, your nutrition, communication with the coaches are all set up. I tried to do it without tracking my energy intake as well as at all really until about a month ago, and I would have had better results earlier, I think.
Mm.
Um, Time to cook, just plan. Um,
Time.
Yeah, I plan to take
Hmm.
some time because it's an investment in your own knowledge of food, which is a really important part of our lifestyle. I mean, we are what we eat. Learn how to prepare your food, and maybe, like I said, we want to get back to a lifestyle that involves lots of restaurant eating eventually, but well, so in the right way.
Not
Wait
as
a
much
minute.
meat. Not
Maybe
as much
maybe I'll
meat.
be going by myself, but
Maybe.
but 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 you still need to learn nutrition in your own kitchen. You can't learn it by ordering on a menu from things that are already made. So we've learned a lot about what's in each of the foods we eat and how they're prepared. So taking the time to cook and plan your meals helps. And at first, it was a lot of work, a lot of math to scale, especially for two of us, because we're making one dish, but scaling it two ways. A lot of measuring, get a good food scale, and it doesn't have to be expensive, just a basic food, a kitchen scale. And
Yeah. It was important for us to like really plan our time. That was the
yeah,
most
Hmm.
important thing I think that you know, getting up in the morning and doing that workout in the morning because I found at the end of the day at 4:30 after a whole day of work, I was like had zero motivation to go to the gym.
Hmm.
So getting up in the morning and doing it, even in like below 30 degrees, walking to the gym is not lovely, but
Yeah.
we're doing it.
Hmm.
And I think and making time to shop, making time to prep, making time to cook, make some time, making time to have a, okay, what's our week going to look like? What's our food shopping list? Those all take time. So like you're just shifting instead of, I guess, I don't know, instead of watching TV or sleeping in, you're doing other things. So you're just shifting your time. So that was the biggest thing. I mean, obviously you need a gym. Obviously you need tools, the tools.
I'd say you could do this with a home gym. You could do this with dumbbells and a bench.
You
Yeah.
could. I'm
Hmm.
not saying that. I'm just saying you need some equipment, right? I mean, that's logical. But I think for me, it was like you just have to figure out your schedule and figure out your time because I think that's like I know other people who work hard to lose weight and they all complain about how much time it takes to shop and cook and do all that and that is it is a time commitment so that is and just like also your mindset is huge. I think you kind of I think I was somehow because I think in our strategy call you were like are you really ready and I had
Hmm.
to really think about that like I've been on so many different plans I was like am I really ready like am I really ready and I think that when I did finally when I did surrender um I think just saying I'm doing everything that they say to do and having that mindset
Hmm.
I think I've literally missed one workout in the
Yeah, you've
whole
only
team.
missed one. I've only missed a
Wow.
couple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we've basically eaten everything on the plan, but we have had, like you said, maybe a couple of times a month where we've gone out with friends and things like that. But
Hmm.
but for the most part, we've stuck pretty close. And even when you in the last couple of questions, you said something about how, if I could do this forever, and I even if I had to measure forever, I could do that forever. Like I know we're trying to shift into a place where I don't
Hmm.
have to, but even if I had to measure forever, I could do that forever because I feel like it's now we've got it down. So it's not like a lot. There was a bit of a learning curve, and then
Yes.
and
Hmm.
now we're kind of in a really good place,
Yeah.
I think.
And some meals we'll cook once, but it'll be two of our next three meals, that we're
Hmm.
preparing now. And also,
Yes.
Kalike's done a good job coming up with some, actually, I guess they came from Salome, but you recipes for batch meals where they were like casseroles and
Yeah.
Hmm.
things that where you could make six meals on one
Hmm.
pan and then portion and have it, and that could be our next, five lunches
Yeah,
or
it works
something.
well
So.
for also feeding our son. So,
Yeah, we have a 22-year-old in the house. He
Oh,
likes the
really?
food too.
oh,
Yeah.
good.
Amazing.
He
Wow.
he's not doing the workouts with us, although we try to get him to
Yeah.
come to the gym.
Yeah.
But
He's like big thumb up. Big, I'm
yeah,
always like, what do you think of this? He's like, thumbs up.
yeah. He's not
Wow.
even
Cool.
vegan, but he eats vegan
Yeah.
at home because we only cook
Hmm.
vegan at home. But he enjoys all the meals too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it starts. I mean, like I said before, I mean, I was the last one. I was the last one. I was like, what is this tofu stuff? What is this random vegan stuff? Right. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. On that, just a quick, like, fun side note, maybe. What's like your favorite what are your favorite meals from the
From the
plan?
program.
I
Yeah.
I like even in cold weather, I like the pea power Buddha bowl.
Yes, these are
It's
very good.
it's seitan and a lot of lettuce and
Avocado.
veggies, but it's just got a good flavor. The dressing is really light in calories, but it's got really nice flavor to it.
Tasty.
It's an easy one to make. You don't even have to cook it.
Yeah.
We found a seitan that
Crumbles.
crumbles,
Mm,
and it's already cooked, of course, but you crumble it right onto the salad and just mix it up, and it's a
nice.
very
Awesome.
complete, yeah, meal.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, we also like a lot of the tofu stir fry and fried rice kind of dishes. Those are,
Yeah, fried rice is great. I also personally really love the TVP quesadilla. That's probably
yeah.
one of my very
Mm,
favorite ones. Just because I love Mexican food, so
hmm.
so
Amazing.
it's nice. I do like that one a lot. And it's super hearty. I love how hearty it
Mm,
is.
We found some high protein, low carb quesadilla, or what are they called? The
Yeah,
shells for it
hmm.
too, that made
Amazing.
that meal even easier.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's too many. They're all so good.
Oh,
Oh,
we have the same breakfast every morning.
What is it?
There's you have like six different breakfasts in the plan, at least for the meal one, and we just
Uh-huh.
honed in on the one
we
that we
fell
love.
in love with one in
The
particular.
protein oats, although we put the protein in our shake instead with coffee and have a
Hmm.
protein shake alongside the fruit, oats, peanut butter. And we've gotten so good we don't even need to measure it. We don't need to weigh it anymore. We know exactly how much we're making. But we just love that one. It's like
Yes.
eating, to me, it's like eating a pie. Like it's like
Yeah.
eating a blueberry
So
pie or
good.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. We
Well,
look
that's
forward to
because
it.
your protein powder, you don't like it as much mixed in, right? Because
Not
Right.
not in
because
that. Yeah, so we
yeah.
have it as we drink the protein powder with our
Hmm.
coffee and frozen coffee or cold coffee and the protein powder to make a shake with a little ice. But
Hmm.
then so in the bowl we end up with just the oats, peanut butter. My favorite food still. But I learned the
Yes.
right amounts of peanut butter to eat. So oats, peanut butter, berries, cinnamon, and
Yeah, that was a big aha moment. How much, like, he's like, that's all I get?
yeah. Well, she one
Uh-huh.
time deconstructed one of my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that I used to eat, and it was about 900 calories. So now
Wow.
and it was probably mostly fat, right?
Yeah.
So, and not
Wow.
nearly as much protein as all that fat was worth.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but now I use it. I still get peanut butter flavor, and I always opt for nuts when there's a choice of like, have some fat
Yeah.
with this meal, and I've
Hmm.
gotten good about all the
Yeah.
nuts I use and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she did send us this casserole that we all really love. It's like, because I love potatoes. That's one of my
Hmm.
favorites. And so it's like
That was good. The tofu potato one.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
potatoes and tofu with like this creamy um
Mm.
thing on top, and you bake it, and it's
Yes.
really awesome.
Tofu is like the
Amazing.
secret ingredient because it
Hmm.
can pose as a dessert, and it can be blended in for creaminess, and it can be
Hmm.
used for hearty meatiness too.
Make
So
sauces out of it. Yeah.
yeah, and it's got enough it's filling and has a lot of
Yeah.
protein
You
and
can make
almost
soup, like gorgeous
yeah,
soups, right? Like
yeah,
Hmm.
veggie, a little bit of rice, like soup.
Amazing.
Really good.
yeah.
Yeah, lots of good options.
Incredible.
We used to eat a lot of like Beyond Burgers and stuff and oily
Hmm.
seitan, and now we eat lean seitan and
Hmm.
tofu and
TVP.
TVP and yeah, so and
Yeah.
you learn how to use protein powder in the right places to round out the day. So
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
on.
like a chili, TVP
Hmm.
chili recipe. Awesome.
yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, TP is amazing. You can also bring it anywhere if you're traveling, which is
right,
because it's so dry and
Actually,
so
that's a
light.
good idea.
yeah.
You could bring that. And by the way, we haven't I don't think we have a recipe for it, but I know some people who eat it in a sweet like in a sweet way. So they just because it's kind of neutral in flavor, right? So you can maybe add cinnamon, maybe even add it
Interesting.
to your oatmeal, like if you're traveling. I've never tried that, so don't take it from me, but like I've heard that it's pretty neutral in taste, so you can use it for sweet meals
Yeah,
as
it
well.
seems like it. That's good. It's
Um,
probably easier to get through airport security than the mystery Ziploc bags of powder that I try to bring protein
yeah, you got to
everywhere.
bring both. You got to bring
They're
both.
like swabbing it and testing
Yeah.
it. So.
And by the way, when it comes to protein, yeah, it's really unfortunate you haven't found one that mixes well with the oatmeal. We have one, and that's why I was smiling because my parents Also did the program like 3 years ago or something and lost a lot of weight and are still maintaining it. And every breakfast, every morning, they also have the same. Like it's
Yeah.
oatmeal with protein powder and berries, and it's a staple as well. But we have a really good tasting one here, which you guys, I don't think you can get in the US. It's a Biotech USA vegan protein. It says Biotech USA, but you can't order it in
Can't
the
get it in
US,
the USA.
which is like the weirdest thing
Probably because
ever.
it's too healthy.
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry, don't mean to
Uh,
get.
so I remember we had it all retreat, and all the American clients came, and they were like, "Wow, finally I can try this protein powder."
Oh, maybe we'll get some. Maybe we'll have you ship us some. Yeah.
I might have to go get some.
Yeah, I mean, I can recommend it. Also, I mean, there's no branding, no sponsorship, and maybe I'll work one of my own protein powders at some point. We will see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so did you recommend the coaching to anyone else around you, or did you talk about it with people? Did it come up?
We're still in the phase, we're still in our transformations. And I think when I, probably now people who ask me, I mean, if they're not already vegan, it's maybe a little bit more of a leap for them to start eating vegan and do a program like that. But the ones who are vegan, those are the ones that I would mention it to because they're already and being vegan can be challenging because when I first went vegan, I think I started eating things that actually probably contributed to my weight gain unknowingly.
Hmm.
And but it's very possible to revert to eat in a way where you stay trimmer. I just didn't know how to do it properly. So that's probably a big value that I can add to my vegan friends. So I actually was going to post something when I get to my target weight. I was going to maybe do a before after post and
Oh, nice. Hmm.
in one of our vegan groups just to because I think there's a lot of value to people who are they're already vegan. This is just a way to tweak what they're already doing. If they're willing to do the workouts and they're already a lot of them already cook for themselves anyway most of the time.
Yeah.
I think there's a
Hmm.
lot of value to them in understanding that the nutrition side of it better and in incorporating the workouts. So yeah.
Cool. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, ideally people start asking you, right? That's for me what happened is people were just mind boggled, especially my male friends were just like just completely mind boggled. How is this possible? How can you be so big eating plant-based?
Right.
And then what they started asking, and especially for men, it's obviously always said, oh, like you're a soy boy or you
Right.
you can't build muscle as a vegan. And then I'm just glad to be an inspiration in that sense. And then, you know, make because inspiring change, like talking is one thing, right? But showing, like show, don't tell, that's where the inspiration really
Yeah.
happens, and that's how you can
Right.
inspire change.
Yeah. I look forward to
Cool.
them.
Yeah, yeah, we look forward to
Yeah.
that. And next summer will be our summer of, we're in the cold season here now, but so people don't see us as much unless they are indoors with us. But
Hmm.
it'll be more visible, and as our results get further along in our transformations. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Are there any things that you can do now that you weren't able to do before at the current shape you're in?
Well, just being 20 pounds lighter has been huge for me. I guess technically 17 pounds lighter has been huge because it's a big load off my knee. And
Hmm.
I have the knee on one leg. On the other leg, I have a heel issue that's mostly recovered, but just standing and walking a lot were becoming a problem. And I'm like, I'm only 54. I don't want to have these problems now. So that just being lighter has made a huge difference and kind of has made those not problems at all. I don't even notice the knee or the heel, and what I can walk around, stand all day, and not have any problems. So that's been huge. I mentioned shoveling snow and things like that.
Hmm.
I could run again. I'd choose not to because of the injury history,
Mm.
but I can run. Like if I need to catch a bus or get away from, a chasing dog or something, I can I can run if I need to. But I
Yeah.
wasn't able to run
Hmm.
easily, and I wish I hadn't had the knee injury because then I could get back into running. This would be a great weight to be at to do competitive running again at my age. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Push-ups.
Oh yeah, you can
Hmm.
do a push-up now,
Do
right?
push-ups.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a simple one.
And can you do a
Um,
pull-up yet? You were working on a pull-up too. Yeah.
Not yet. Getting there.
Mhm.
And also like just doing everyday things without my back killing me. So
Mm.
I virtually have no lower back pain anymore. Like that's been huge.
Wow.
Um, yeah, like just doing the dishes would kill my back. Just
Hmm.
doing the dishes. So now I can do dishes and don't have any problems. I can those kind of things. Yeah. So
Lifting
Amazing.
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
lift a lot of weights. Like
But
Hmm.
never did that
lifting,
before.
but moving, we've had to move some furniture around for our
Hmm.
party that we're both a lot stronger and more functional. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to you. You put in the work, getting up early in the morning, getting to the gym, cooking, putting in the time, and now you're reaping the benefits.
Mhm.
And I feel like still, for me at least, I feel like we're just getting started. And it's just gonna get more exciting as we go. Like I said, dieting is kind of part one, but then reverse dieting is where the fun really begins, where you can eat more and you still look amazing, more energy, more food variety, more restaurant food if you want to.
Yep.
So that's the natural progression. And then maybe intuitive eating once you're ready for it. So
Right.
I think the
Which
future is bright
yeah.
and but you're already crushing it and looking amazing. So props to you for putting in the work and getting the results.
Great. Yeah, thanks for your coaching. And I'm so glad we ran into you at our friend's wedding too.
Yes. Wow, that was, yeah, what a coincidence.
Yeah. And a shout out to that vegan to that wedding. We were that
True.
vegan.
Yeah, there
Hmm.
was a full vegan menu for the vegans in the group and the vegetarians, and it was wonderful.
Oh,
I mean, that
unbelievable.
was like a Michelin two-star restaurant with an amazing view.
It's the best
And
crazy vegan meal I've ever had. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
Pretty cool.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Exactly. More to come. More Michelin star meals to come. Um, maybe
is that right?
not the Burger King, but
Yeah.
Well, and hopefully, we'll get to see you in person
Yeah,
again
maybe
sometime.
we'd love to join your retreat if you're going to end up doing the
yes,
retreat sometime in 2026. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
that'd be amazing. Yeah, I would love to see it. I would love to
Meet
see
some
you
of
in
these other
person.
people we chat with
Yeah.
on the on the
Yeah,
chat.
you've
Yeah,
been
it's
way more
also
active now, which is awesome to see.
yeah, it's nice to
Um,
have the online community of other people in your program. So,
mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're growing consistently and we're really having big goals for 2026. And retreat is also something we are eyeing for sure and want to make happen. So yeah, again, thanks for sharing your journey as well with us on the podcast. And for the listener, I hope this was inspiring. And if you're interested or if you are struggling currently at the moment with your vegan diet, or you've tried all the things, the yoga, the Pilates, the juice cleansing, the 5 bites, which is the first time I've heard that. If you tried all that and you still haven't gotten the results, then maybe, not maybe, but very likely we can help you get there, just like we did for Kalike and Jamie. So go to vegancoaching.com. We can book a free call, a session with me or one of my team members, and we can lay everything out for you and see how we can best help you and work out a game plan. The call is free, so don't worry about that. At the same time, we can, if it's a fit, we can move forward together on the call. But yeah, thanks so much for listening. Jamie Kalike, thanks so much for coming on. Keep crushing
Thank
it.
you. It's a pleasure.
Thanks, Fritz.
And yeah, we'll talk very soon. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.